The two worst slogans I think that was ever said in our community was both of them came through the music industry or the media industry. One of them was Bobby McFerrin, "Don't worry, be happy."
Right.
The other one was "Keep it real." Keeping it real, keeping it real had legs of his own, kind of like "You Got Milk." That John was everywhere, right? But
Right.
keeping it real turned it into what, well, helped turn it. That slogan, whoever came up with "Keep It Real," keep it real, it changed rap being an art to rap music being because we talking about rap music, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
like
Right. With
rap music being an art, like any other type of art, like a movie, just somebody wrote it and you're going to enjoy it for the adventure. To now, you got to be to keep it real, to be believed. You
right.
got to be really doing it. So it was. You're right. It was a progression of art
Right.
to. It's like when I'm a little earlier when I was saying that life imitates art and art imitates life and it goes in a circle.
Hmm.
It got to the point that now life is imitating the art in for real, So like there was a point like Dr. Dre, wasn't running around shooting nobody. He
Right.
a couple of years before that album, he was wearing sequin suits, and they made jokes about it in the
Right.
movie. But I remember when the album came out because I was slow dragging in the basement. You know what I'm saying? So I know,
Right. Right. No doubt.
like so he made it seem like that, and it was good to the ear. It was good to the ear, and it was good to your little mental space or wherever you was at. But he wasn't running around doing that. But
That's my,
but now that's a little different.
yes.
Now it's a little different, and I mean, there's a lot of facets, though. I believe there's a lot of facets to it
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things different about our culture in general. Like there wasn't. I always knew what the word clout meant, right?
Hmm.
I always knew what clout meant, but now with the use of, man, it seems like I really hate the media.
Yeah. No, no. What you're saying, you're making a great comparison because we have to identify where is the leak coming from. Now, I mean, it's not just coming
Mhm.
from one direction. That's a great part of it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying? Go ahead. We want to continue.
Okay.
Good.
I'm saying that social media. Like when I was saying, I always knew knew what the word clout meant, right? But
Hmm.
social media, in my opinion, this is my opinion, that social media is just like heroin. Social media is just like crack.
Yes.
Social media is just like alcohol, or being a hoarder or something, because once you get a little bit of it, you continue, you continue, right? And it's feeding on what every human wants to
Yeah.
feel important.
Each
So like,
rhythms for that.
right. So like when Facebook first came out, we had the first one I remember was MySpace. Then after MySpace became Facebook, right? And Facebook added a little thumbs up thing, right? Like a little thumbs up icon on the joint, right? So you could like it, or I think at one time it was a like and a dislike. I'm not sure, but every time, um, every time someone likes something on a social media platform, right?
Hmm.
Especially like a private platform. If a woman take a picture, putting her face all up and all that, right? If someone likes it, that hits in your brain the same way as somebody giving you a compliment or anything like that, or saying yeah, whatever the case is. It
Hmm.
hits in your brain like that, right?
Right.
So everybody, it's two things that everybody on this planet. I believe that everybody on this planet wants. They want to be important or needed, and They want to be known or even if needed by someone from someone and also acknowledged by someone.
Right.
That's probably the best words I could use it, right? So the social media with the thumbs up thing, that did that and it blew. And then you had a whole bunch of other ones, Instagram and all these other things, right? So it got to the point that the word clout was associated with the presence of, because everybody can see how many likes you had. Everybody can see that. It's not just like you know it. It goes off into your mindset that okay, every time you liked, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, all right, I got that, right? But at the same time, everyone else can visualize it also. So the other person say, wow, this person got clout. This person got that. Now, with non-business or non-business platform or with business platforms or educational platforms, the clout don't really fall into that category. I'm talking about like people's personal platforms,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, so all that started to, in my opinion, all of that started to happen to social media. As the social media became more important in our lives. Me and you come from a point where there wasn't no social media. Matter
Right.
of fact, you
Right.
had to go coin to even make a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Now,
That's right.
you know, now you can do anything on the phone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then all of it devolves from the whatever gets you the attention, the acknowledgement, and like the former president Trump said in his book, he said it doesn't matter what they talking about as long as they talking about you.
Right.
You understand that type of clout chasing or whatever drives people to do crazier and crazier things just to be acknowledged. Not even for them doing something, but for them to be possibly capturing somebody doing something.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's still clout in that area, you know? And then actually being monetized doesn't hurt that thought either. Because if I saw you getting attacked by an alligator, if I saw you getting attacked by an alligator, I had a phone. If I take your picture and send it to World Star and get a $10,000 check for them to take the licenses, or I can put my phone down and help you from not getting attacked by that alligator and not get no footage. Going back to what we already know, the
Right.
American culture about winning.
Real
What you
talk. Real talk.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like it all kind of ties in together. That's why I say like the problems we face, brother, are multifaceted for real. You know what I'm saying? For
That's
real.
brother. That I gotta once again, being the kind of free thinker you are, see you that's a great observation. Because here's social media, because this is where we are today. We've come a long way in how we communicate information. Like once you spoke a lot about the media, right? And even Hollywood, we talked about that in music. But now because of social media, a lot of people don't even watch the television anymore. They'll watch social media to try to get their information. And there's a danger inside of that because some of these platforms are only there to make money, only to get likes and thumbs and become monetized, and not to give you truth, not to give facts. Okay, we're all now, it's like being in the hospital to get help, and the doctor come and start choking you or put the pillow over your face. It's supposed to be
Don't they
helping.
all do
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be helping you, but now it's killing you even more swiftly. And here's the thing about social media, and I'm gonna speak on this, and I'm gonna throw one more thing at you and let you go. And I thank you for coming on, brother. I really appreciate you. So, social media really has created the opportunity for people to tell their story, whether it's true or not, for acceptance. And like you said, if you're going to give me $10,000, I would hope I'm past all that, me personally. But for a lot of our young men and women, whether not even just the young ones, older ones as well,
Yes.
incentive. That's an incentive to almost be a detractor from a positive influence concerning your people.
Yes. Yes.
Money.
Yes.
So it all goes back to the same thing we talked about. The music industry. It's the money that kept them, and he wouldn't accept no other genre. I remember Poor Righteous Teachers, De La Soul, all
Mhm.
of them.
All to the wayside they went.
Like and that that influence, man. We used to rock off of that. When nobody got killed in it,
Mhm.
but we had parties and we loved it. But the industry itself, like you said, they were making more money from the NWAs and the Ghetto Boys and things of that nature, right? So it kind of I'm using that to go ahead and make a reflection to what we're dealing with today with social media. I am comparing social media today, the big networks. We don't have to say their names because we know who they are, like the big record labels today, like of the past.
Mhm.
The, and they have the same kind of power to control the narrative. So like for instance, this dude Charleston White, you heard of him?
Yeah.
Right? The dude Charleston White, the dude Whack 100. And I sat there, man, these are two fools to me. And I'm going to tell you why. If y'all did do all that stuff, what you putting it on a social media platform, you incriminating yourself, and young, unaware men and women join that thinking that that's okay.
Mhm.
See what I'm saying? So there's
Mhm.
no, these are two black men we're talking about who say they work within their communities, but you're working against it at the same time.
Mhm.
Human nature wants the drama. In the man, I sat there and listened to it just to get a feel for what they was doing. I couldn't believe it, bro. But it draws the attention to our young men and women.
Mhm.
You got people on here that have, talking about they really do this, that, and whatever the third.
Mhm.
Get out there to everybody. Now, is that part accurate?
Yes.
Or is it a part of the new reality in a sense? And so is it setting the precedence
Mhm.
to our young men and women that that's how you're supposed to act to get respect? Because remember, in the beginning of this conversation, disrespected when you're feeling that way. So are our young men and women fighting for so much respect and that it's being misinterpreted and the influences that social media are making are being more attractive to them about making money, getting respect, getting clout, getting everything that we talked about as opposed to helping your community effectively. What you think about that?
I pretty much agree with the majority of what you just said.